that your first one?
That's the first one. Look at the dedication, put you guy.
So you were from the... Dude.
Open the book, man, and say, what's the dedication?
Mate. Oh, here we go.
By the time you open this,
I know.
God, look at this handsome guy here. That's me, actually, the back. You like the dedication?
I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful,
You just
mate.
say like this, man. Yes.
Thank you for making the world a better place.
Yes, you do.
That's beautiful. So do you,
House
Mario.
of Blasius.
Oh, you're a legend, dude.
With this amazing guy, Daniel. So let's go rock and roll, guys.
That's right. We got the same hairstyle, Mario.
Yeah.
We're thinkers.
No, I had the.
This is
I had
great,
the hair,
man.
But then when I fucking fly from the second floor,
What?
because that was my second time I was wounded, we were hiding in a bathroom. We go in a fucking ambush, right? So anyway, long story short, we go behind the lines, and we go there, hide. The command center was a medical center, 3 levels, right? 3 floors, and we come during the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we just done the job. We waiting to that general, they broke up. Yeah, fucking the guy who was with us, my guy, he felt into fucking. What's it called? The place where the shit goes on English?
Well, it's sewage.
Sewage.
Yeah.
He fell in sewage,
Yeah.
and he was thinking so much. You can hear them fucking like just be in the dark, like 2 meters away. They say fucking something stinks, and
He didn't know.
one thing with another, you know what I mean? And we start running inside and second floor, bathroom, throwing grenades, and my body just exploded through the fucking window. And then come
I
forward.
love this, man. Wait a sec. Come back, Mario.
He just shares out of the box.
I love it. I love it,
This is my
man.
book, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
At the
Yeah.
time, I was in ambush as well. I was like at 2 o'clock in the morning, I got to fucking piss, and had the smoke, fucking far away. And the guy says he had a lighter, so yeah, sure. I'm late, been sitting up, and then zoop, zoop. I was like, oh! Reach that, put that. Fuck,
Wait,
that's cocksucker. It's a fucking.
Where was that? Oh, he's taking the pillow off. I love this, man.
Yeah.
Put it down, yeah. I need a pillow. I've got no pillow.
Those who have hemorrhoids is okay.
Maybe that's what maybe I got hemorrhoids. I love this play. No, I don't. Where was that? Where was that in the war? Whereabouts? I'm going to read it. Where was it? Okay, I'll have a look. All right, well, people have got to get this, right?
Yeah. So this is continuous. So.
And that's continue. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
I want you
Who's
to.
this guy?
Oh, okay, thank you.
So that's you in the back. All right. That's awesome. Well done. Far out. And then you got the Guinness. What's the Guinness record?
Yeah.
The longest podcast.
Longest audio live broadcasting. 55 hours, 25 minutes.
Where'd you do that? Where was
Last
that?
year, April. I was working radio station. No one working. I was local radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a good mentor of mine who actually hold my hand, 2 of them, Professor Klaus Moman, and he told me, it's not what you by nature, by the nurture. And I said, like, what the fuck even that means? I'll show you. Because I was afraid, being in public to talk on English, because people ridicule me. You have no idea what the fuck I gone through when I started my business, all these things, which is okay. It's normal. I'm in the country.
Yeah.
I come as a spy, I didn't need fucking into English. That's what it is.
Okay, where was this day? So you came as a spy from Croatia.
14 is in the defense.
Yeah. At what age? What age did you start?
14.
14.
Yeah, in ex-Yugoslavia. So that was started as age 14, going military school.
Yeah.
Age 18, I went in the war. 10 years later, I was Bob's uncle here. All I want fucking enough of you just want to have the kids and family. And then my first wife, she told me she's pregnant, but not with me, with somebody else. On the funeral of my father.
Oh,
And
that's right.
she pronounced me dead. She took me everything.
That's the first wife.
Yeah.
That was when you came to Australia.
Yeah.
Was she Australian?
No, she's Croatian. And then I met Mateo's mom here.
Yeah. Okay, so with the war, communists. You're saying you came from communists.
Mm-hmm. I was a proud young communist.
Really?
Fuck yeah, man.
Really? Is that
Fuck
that's strong?
yeah.
Makes you strong, doesn't it?
Well, look, the thing is, people talk about war, like it's a joke.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something, like people like, let's just say Andrew Tate. I love to fucking get fucked. I just like to say listen, take the gloves. Let's go do rumble, you know.
Yeah.
Alpha male is going to be first one who's going to betray you. Every single alpha so-called male, I would rather have run me average Joe. Any given moment. Because average Joe is going to be trained. Sense of purpose, unity, brotherhood, comradeship. Alpha male. I saw them in a war.
Yeah, what is the alpha male though?
Well, it's all this like fucking me, bro, look at me, I'm a successful fucking, I fucking try. You know, me. Oh, this is good. Oh, I was wondering, it's like, I'm an old man, I'm 53 fucking.
Really?
How long
Does
I
it
can
go up? Does it go up? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
This is
Murray,
good
you've
for-
taught me
this is
something
good for
already,
old
dude.
people look at the screens like,
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to find my comfort.
So yeah, look, I guide you to the ask questions.
Yeah, okay, so right, okay. Well, you're
It's
right.
a boring life anyway.
Yeah, but with your growing up in the communists and the army in Croatia, that makes you tough, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Very
that
tough.
makes you tough.
From the start.
And then the war started when it was finished.
What was the
alpha
war?
male.
Yeah.
I was a consecutive 1852 days consecutive combat, no day off.
Whereabouts?
In Croatia. Before
No
I
day
was
off.
going in
No day off, no.
Afghanistan, Cambodia,
No roster day off, nothing.
nothing. And then the alpha males come back home.
Is that what happened?
Welcome, bro.
Yeah. And that was you.
Yeah, just
Yeah, wasn't it good? Oh yeah.
and because we had a couple more couple more big operations to liberate country.
Yeah.
And government's very clever because people come back because it's sort of like status quo for some time, and there was the UN forces there and all these things. So it's like like peace, but not peace. Enemy was like a couple 100 meters of you, literally on the doorstep of your city.
Yeah.
But UN was like pretending doing something with this. But they knew it. I was a professional soldier. It's gonna be fucking. We need to liberate out. So what they did, of course, they fucking recruited everybody. Everybody
And no
could.
choice.
They couldn't escape, man. Because 91, when the war broke out, I started in Pinnacle Battalion. What that means is, so all people from prison has been abolished.
You can answer it if you want.
Yeah, we'll do this recording. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I love this, man.
Positive.
From where? From
It's
body?
so
What?
good, man. I love it. This is what it's about, isn't it?
Okay.
still rolling, I
So
love
what can I do for you at 7:30 at night?
So raw. Can't get rawer than this, dude.
There's not much to talk about. I don't.
He's always on the top. He's always on the clock.
But you should know by law that you can't call me after 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
whenever give it that call,
Minky,
that
man.
number, you should say to them like, I can't call the people in Australia. Whatever you are, fucking, with the chicken nuggets, whatever fuck you doing now, you can't call people. Don't call me again.
Yeah. What was that? What was that? Was that work or was it like a call-in person?
Who's gonna call me now from work? you know?
Yeah.
It's I want to combine the prices, but whatever you have, do you have the fucking solar panels? What the fuck, you know what I mean?
This is why this thing is crazy. You need it, but it drags you.
No, because thing is, I know how the things works, you know what I mean? Like, because Australia it's a great in outsourcing things, and they outsource fucking everything. So what do you think was happening when you fucking outsourcing in China, you know what I mean, to do some factory? You're sending all the numbers, in India, we're going to cut the cost. Data has been stolen. You can't control that shit.
No, you can't, man.
Then it's like, anyway.
Well, coming from your background and that, I think I spoke to you before about the young, like, do you reckon the men now can fight a war?
Yes,
Explain.
absolutely.
All right, I like to hear. Okay, good.
Absolutely. And I
How?
said to you, who's going to fight the war?
Drones?
Look, it's like you can't win the war. Like, you need to think about war. First of all, war was a two-dimensional. Was a land and sea. Then we had the air. Now we have the space. You know what I mean? But still, nobody can see underground. That's why Israeli says like, they have the tunnels. Bullshit. Why are you afraid of the tunnels?
Yeah.
They have a good teachers, Americans. They lost every fucking single war, but it's okay. So.
Yeah. What do you reckon's happened now, though?
They're going to lose, mate. They're going to lose.
Who? Israel?
Yeah. that when the country doesn't show that they're conquering, but is showing, they have the fucking high casualties. You can see it. A lot of videos coming from over there.
Yeah.
So it's. My name is Mario Bekes. I'm the god of lava sex. So thing it is, doesn't matter what you see. In reality, it is nobody want to talk about casualties.
No one wants to talk about it. And you see things on both sides as well.
War is not for politicians. Did you ever see politicians going to war? No.
No.
Did you see kids going to war? No. Did you see the middle level management goes to war? No. They fucking do logistics.
Yeah. Pass the buck.
Bill off. You, me, and everybody else.
Yeah.
Medals, everything. And then comes the peace. Thank you very much for service. Fuck off.
So what's it for? What's the point of it?
What's the point of war?
War. What's going on now?
It's
Is it get control?
It's our nature.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our nature. It's a cycle, I mean, it's everything cycles.
Yeah, it is cycle.
Everything what we do, it's in numbers. That's all learning intelligence academy. Everything what we do, it's in numbers.
So did you do intelligence in the army? Did you do intelligence in there?
Yeah, after war.
So after war.
Yeah, then it was a peaceful time. Then I was a boss. You know what I mean? I was a 24 years boss.
Yeah, and yeah, what did you? Is that what you like? That's why you had to get to that point.
Yeah.
But because you did personal investigating, didn't you? Didn't you do that?
That's correct. So like in military, I was on security intelligence services. So I was investigating spies,
No.
traitors. I fucking hate them, man.
Really?
Fuck yeah.
You got it far out. You got it.
Fucking, you put them in the meat truck here.
Really?
The back.
The spies.
That's correct.
Well, they're
130,
spies.
130.
So no, you can do whatever you want with them. No one knows they're missing.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course they know the missing, of course they know.
Well,
And then 120, 130. That's 90s. Now the trucks go faster.
yeah.
And then you break it just. And then you offer them freedom.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So you investigated spies.
Yes.
Okay, tell us what's your most interesting story.
Oh, it's a
Of
few
that.
of them. It's I can tell you what I investigated, not who I investigated.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have a kid. I always say to people, this is not like a Tinder fucking swindler guy who fucking kill everybody, CIA killer and all this shit. Did you watch Tinder Swindler?
I did.
Yeah.
I was nuts.
I was like that guy. When I saw that,
That's right.
what's it calling that series? First of all, when we gonna start?
We're starting, mate.
Are we rolling? Oh, okay, that's fucking this is shit. Stop swearing.
Got him, dude. I got him.
The thing is, when you work in intelligence,
I love it.
you don't talk. You work in intelligence. That's it. Boom. I can say that I was working in something was called Directorate 7, and I was positioned in Australia in Croatian diplomatic environment. Boom. That's it. But will I talk about what I was doing? Fuck no, man.
No, you were a kid.
I leave this to those guys, I'm doing those things. What things? I'm CIA, killer. Good man. Yeah. That's what it is. You don't talk about these things.
No, you don't.
But people fall for that crap.
Yeah. And then you started. What made you start a podcast though? Because you're always at life at the battlefield. Mario Bekes.
I realized very early that I was a sucker for stupid morons who lie to me. Lie everybody. There's so many the examples you can see. Look at Puff Diddy case, for example.
Yeah.
The guy got the movies, deals, books, motivational speaking, honorable PhD, these things. And then turns out the guy's a fucking mobster, killer,
Rapist.
human trafficking. And I said to myself, when I started last year podcast, sorry, I'm lying to you right now. So 2023, 2022 in December I started. It was a Christmas. So I said to myself, there's so much lies. What the problem for me is, you can't teach people based on theory. Like when I was in military, right? I always come back to this point. Leaders are not being given to title leader. You need to earn that title. You need to be chosen according to criteria. I mean, lead the people, you have a university, you have the schools, how many days you spend in the army, how many days in the front line, all these things. That leadership according goes to those, these qualifications and categories, except the generals, become general, that's a general. General is a general, When I started watching podcasts in 2010, and I was lowest shit in my life, I heard so much bullshit, lies, do this, do that. And I said to myself, but none of them, it's actually in reality, doesn't say how to do it. You see, in military, when I was jumping from the plane, the guy says, this is the parachute, this is the plane, this is the wind, this is the Santa Claus, this is the midgets, the mermaids, whatever it is, right? This is how you fold the parachute, this is how you jump from the plane, everything on the dry, right? Then comes the day you need to jump from the plane. And then everybody's like, yeah. Everybody walks in the plane, the colors, the everything, Doors open, nobody jumps there. Only person jump is the instructor. Plane lands, he says what's your problem, guys? Why nobody jump? Yeah, we're all afraid. Then he says, don't worry, take a plane again. I showed you theory, I show you how to jump, now you're gonna jump. And he said, no, you. It's a static line, which means you hook up yourself, and jumping. So it's a parachute. It's a sort of about 400 meters above the ground. It's open and you just float and still a little bit over it. But still, it's a real experience. You like, and suddenly we all landed. It was all wet between the legs. But don't worry, we're all heroes.
Really?
Parachute in front of us.
Really?
And guy says another 4 times. Like, what? So what I try to say to you, you can't lead people if you don't know how to show them how to do it. And that's for my podcast. Because there's a lot of people who talks a lot of theory. I make you rich. I make you successful. Anyway, let me start.
No, I'll talk about it with Nick. But it's even not just that, it's even what you talk about, how to treat people and stuff. People can talk about it, but then they don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can talk, you got to walk the walk, right?
But exactly, I've seen the books, the only one is Robert Greene, I would say, the Power book. He's
Power, yeah.
Yeah, his books are forbidden in the prisons, right? Because he has another one, the War, Power, and
Strategy, Seduction.
Seduction.
Oh, listen, the 48 Laws is pretty good.
Yeah, look, it is because after all, it's our ego. It's played with our ego.
Well, it is. Well, it teaches you to be a tyrant, isn't it? What Aiden said.
I think you're born tyrant. I think that's unhappiness. That mom and dad issues. And bullies. Biggest bullies actually. Sorry, those who've been bullied, they become tyrant.
Yeah.
Because they have always something to prove.
Is that like politicians?
Politicians, I served the politics. I was a tip of the spear, edge of the knife, but.
Well, you threw wars, so what's politics? Look at that causes. But you guys fight the wars for the politicians.
Yeah. When you asked me that question about will people go into war, when you push people against the war, when they have no way to do nothing else than to fight, give them the cause and purpose, they will fight.
You reckon?
Average Joe is going to win the war. There's never, like into the history, look at now. You think the special forces go people with the PhDs, and they have all the Porsche and the law of attraction works for them daily basis and sipping, soya latte and so I have nothing better to do. I want to go in special forces.
Yeah, that's right.
He's a guy who wants to prove that he's good. Because in your mentality, like you today, he's sitting with me and Nick.
Yeah, Nick.
And Nick there.
And Mario.
That's what it is. This is what the war it is.
Well, yeah. I call it psychological warfare now. In the minds, isn't it? You reckon that's what's happening?
Yeah, look.
Well, it's like
if that's what you want to see that way.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like I said, outside there's workers now. Mentality is different of people.
Yeah.
I don't think things change, but like dying breed. You're a dying breed, Mario.
There's a difference between evolution and revolution. Evolution from point A to point B takes forever. That's human society. We're not evolving. We can call ourselves whatever we want. I saw this in life. It's the same fear for everybody. In military, if you're not afraid, you consider mentally unstable.
If you're not afraid.
Well, if you're not afraid, you're going to jeopardize every mission.
Yeah.
The guy with the biggest muscle is not welcome in my unit.
Yeah.
Because guy with the most muscle is going to eat for 3 people.
Yeah.
Rationing goes for the per head.
And he's slow too.
That's correct. Imagine being wounded. The war is not being made to be killed. AK-47 is not made to kill. It's made to wound you. When you make the wound, it takes 2 healthy soldiers to carry you.
And yeah, saying that too, like that's why I think people would prefer to have the look now instead of actually have the cojones. It's more
Because
the look, it's more the muscles.
they're going to say like, hi, 000, yes. Oh, my God. Call my lawyer.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it is now.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But it doesn't work that way because you still need to live with your shadow.
So but you've adapted, haven't you?
Well, I have a choice. You need to adjust, adapt, and improvise in life. That's me. I had no choice. I was 13 years old when my parents kicked me out. 14 years old, sorry, when on a Christmas Eve, 1986, my parents, they kicked me out of the house.
Why?
Because year before I stabbed the guy with a screwdriver twice. I ended up in juvie. Yeah. And I done this because other guys told me, you need to do this. I said, okay.
14.
Yeah. I was 13, I stabbed. 14, I was being kicked out because I was in juvie for six months. And off you go, military school. And then suddenly, and I said to people, be careful what you wish for. Because I don't know how I manifested. I want to be the soldier, so I become the soldier. So my grandfather was a big man. When I say big, larger than life. Quiet man. When he will walk the street, it was like a Moses Red Sea. People just like, so why everybody's moving away from my grandfather, right? And nobody was telling me why, but my grandfather was the second in charge of the secret police in Yugoslavia. So, he was a good commie. People loved him. He was right ages. But what he was doing night shift, nobody didn't know. So my grandmother never wanted to talk about these things. But then I find out, actually, when he says to me, go in military school, I say, I have no grades. I've been in juvie. You can't go in military school. And then he says, I'll make it happen. So he put all his reputation online and sent me. And I said, I'm going to become the soldier. Well, no, really, because the war is just behind the corner. And
so what year was that?
91.
And when the war happened?
91. 87 military school.
Oh, okay.
91, the war.
Yeah.
The revolution started. Freedom, democracy, what? You didn't understand being 17 years old, you don't know who do you belong. The Berlin Wall fell, the Romania had the 1990 was that uprising, maybe you know, maybe don't, that Ceausescu was in power there, and the Securitate, his intelligence service was fighting military, police, and Yugoslavia suddenly somehow becomes the next, So should I be the communist and fight for the Yugoslavia? Or should I be good, Croatian and fight for my country? So on the 14th of July, 91, I wake up in the morning, all all drunk from night before. My knuckles been, bloody, because I have a girlfriend, right? And my girlfriend becomes my enemy night before because she's a different nationality.
No.
Yeah, because Yugoslavia is falling apart. So it turns out it was just a war, Anyway.
Shit.
So I wake up in the morning, somebody's knocking on the door, and there's a military police there. So like, Comrade Bekes, I said, whoa. It was like, and you need to report in army barracks. I said, what? I said, dude, I'm just on school holidays, But war is already happening slowly. Shootouts, we have the police, Republic police, Croatia was a republic, part of Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia has six republics and 2 territories. So every republic has their own police, right? But then we suddenly have the Croatian police.
Confusing.
So it's like, yeah. You can see
That's
the
so
army
confusing,
barracks
dude.
being the barricaded, you know what I mean? So, okay, so like anyway, walking downstairs, and the guys in the coffee shop said, come and have a smoke with us. And I said, like, look, have a military police on the door. But in the meantime, I found a message on a kitchen table, right, from my parents say, we're okay. They're laughing, man. I was just 18 years old. So my parents left night before. I saw them 3 years later. That was my
Just
life.
like that.
Yeah. And suddenly, like this, I was on a bus for the training for the Special Forces Ministry of Interior, and I was sent to the unit, which consisted 70% of the people from the prison. President give abolition.
So the prison, they let the prison out.
That's
Prisoners
great,
to fight.
Because do you understand? I can't explain to people. You can't even contemplate. I'm sitting on a balcony, like 9 o'clock in the morning in my undies, less belly.
Six pack.
No, it was not six pack, but
let's
I
have a look,
was a flathead. I mean, it was a motina, yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Look at that, man. You loved it. You had a big smile on your face. Okay, yeah. So you're on the balcony.
And I'm seeing like I'm having the coffee. I'm still trying to understand that message on table. We're okay. I mean, my parents. And I'm seeing all these cars filling with the bags, with the suitcases, with everything. People are putting the sticky tapes on the glasses, sandbags.
Fuck, that's nuts, man.
Yeah,
How'd
and
you
I'm
wake
like,
up to
what
that,
the? So my neighbors become my enemies. This is just
Whoa.
like in a split second. That night, I said in my book, before I went for the training, I tried to report myself, in the army barracks, and guy in army barracks, he says to me, "Go out, buy me smokes, some colonel, whatever it is." I said, "No, I need to stay here. I'm scheduled." He says to me, "Get out." I said, "But if I can get out, maybe I'll not be able to go back because the army barracks have been barricaded, by the Croatian police." So it's you can't even explain to that confusion. And that night I'm sitting on a balcony. It was summer, 14th of July, 91, and I see in distance like a million lights, like a stars, you know what I mean? And suddenly you can hear. So what the fuck is this? Sounds like artillery, right? You know what I mean? And suddenly, buildings, screams, blood everywhere. Suddenly come the emergency services, and I said, "Get out!" Because I said that's a trick. That's how they're doing this. The first shelling it's always very light, causing some casualties. So emergency services come on scene.
They do more.
People try to help other ones, and suddenly was all this. Was the airplanes MiG-29. I saw him like just going from the dark sunset. The last one you can see he's going down, pitching and just. There's no street, Mike. And of course that was a tipping point for me. And Bob's your uncle. 7 days later, here we go.
Really?
War. Yeah.
And you got that fight, don't you? Like you said, you got that fight. Got no choice.
You will not destroy something that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah.
The enemy, it's enemy. There's no mercy for them. Do you understand? It's easy when you're sitting on the other side. I saw the Federal Army of Yugoslavia, which I was a part before that. And I hardly believe in these things. Destroying systematically with the tanks, with airplanes, with the Navy, everything on a part. And we had a rag and tag force. People I saw the man, grown-up man, alpha male, running after their mummies, wives, girlfriends, suddenly need to study. Everybody's like, and I said to myself, who's going to stay to fight the war? Average Joe, who has nowhere to go, who loves his bench on the street, his wife, his kids, school. We grow up all, we are where we are born, that's where we die, same suburb, you know what I mean? That was the life in communism. It's not like, like I'm going to go in the Bora Bora this summer, you know what I mean? I'm going to do Dubai.
That's all there is.
That's it, you know what I mean? That's what it is. That in communism, it's sort of predestined who you're gonna be. My parents were the factory workers. I was lucky for my grandfather position, so I could sort of advance in different direction. But if it was not for him, I'll stay fucking work factory, man.
Yeah.
And I'll die by age 45, have the fucking cancer, brain cancer, die. That was the expectations.
Yeah.
You know, offsprings, you live with your parents, wait till your parents die, freedom, new wallpapers, you know, paint, and 10 years later you die. And that's alive.
Yeah.
But we believe in that.
Well, that's what you had. You didn't know anything else. So you got out of that, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm going to bigger hell, man. You know what I mean? I didn't know that from the end of the July, the first time when I had my day off, literally my day off was April 92. So I was consistently almost 10 months. Consistently. It was summer. I was fighting the war, which, you know, I didn't know what the war it is, because people see the war on TV, they think the war, that's what it is. War is about art of surviving odds. See, we had an enemy who has everything, has tanks, planes, you know, armored vehicles, artillery. We need to fight them to get something from them. We have sanctions, you know, the entire world was giving us sanctions, except the Germans and Austria, they give us some things, and the Hungary. But we need to fight. You know, we need to fight. I remember moments I was manning then MG34. You can see him on the picture. That one, he will spend 1,500 bullets in 1 minute.
That's a big gun.
Yeah, my 7.9, 51, this goes like...
And you shot that, obviously.
Man, like, you know what I mean? It says in my book, and I had the guy who was carrying 1,000 bullets on him. You know how heavy that it is, man. People thinking, like, you know, they see the movies in Germans, all this thing. Dude, you know how heavy that it is. And then you need to change the barrel. You have no spare barrel because after a couple hundred bullets, you need to change the barrel. You can't change the barrel because there's not the other one. So you're pissing on the barrel to cool down, you know, do all these things. It's bad, man. Winter time. The metal sheet sucks, man. 20 degrees below. And then you can see them, they're charging on you.
So you got to piss on them to release
Yeah, but fucking
to
done
defrost
everything.
them.
Do everything, man.
Fuck.
And then you just, and as you're shooting on them, they're looking and they're seeing and looking where the heavier weapon is coming. So they're gonna fight. They're actively searching for you to destroy you.
10 months that straight.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? 10 months here. April 92 was the first time I was like, oh, God, it's good. And then suddenly war started in Bosnia. So we need to go in Bosnia and fight war. So it was consistently. And then you think yourself, who is next to me? You know that my platoon, I was in charge of platoon by 92. I would say that 80% of my unit was the people 60 years old plus. Stomach cancer, lung cancer, brain cancer, ass cancer, tuberculosis, the alcohol, the drinking. Man, I was drinking like it's never not tomorrow.
What else are you going to do?
I knew it, I'll not leave.
Yeah.
And then I remember, you know, comes the day of, what was it called? International community recognized Croatia, 15th of January 92. It was a snowy day, man. It was beautiful snow, you know, falling and sun. It was a high noon sun, you know what I mean? About 2 o'clock, already dark. And, you know, we got international recognition, and of course, enemy was just... Because I knew that we were losing the war. We already lost 1/3 of country. So I was in the middle of the winter, 20 degrees below, I was still in a summer uniform.
Right.
Can you imagine this?
Oh, I'm picturing it.
Yeah, but I knew it. It's like, if I stay here one more day, they will not come one more day. And they knew it. They knew it. There was a breaking points in my life. Trust me, it was breaking points.
You sound like you've had a few.
Oh, man. I was crying as well. You know?
Of course,
you know,
man.
like
this is how do you emotionally... So how old were you then doing that?
19. So I was 19.
So 19.
So
Far out, dude.
And, you know, like all I was thinking myself, the worst thing is when I was seeing the guys dying, right? And the last words every man says, Mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you say like, fuck, it's war. Just a war. You know what I mean? People talk to me, suck at pain, suck at this, suck at that. It doesn't work that way. Because if you don't experience that thing, you don't know how it is. So that's what I say to you. Alpha males will never fight a war.
I believe you.
Alpha male you become because you start doing things most of alpha males will never do. So average Joe will fight the war and he will become the killing machine. It will become menace because gonna know sound this, sound that. I said to my son today, I said, I can hear the sound. He says to dad, I said, okay. You understand, you adjust
it
your
stays
dad.
there.
Exactly.
How many friends did you lose?
Almost all. You know, like it's just, as I say, like, you know, I was transferred in 92. I was transferred to the military police section to be trained, retrained, because in the moments of no combat, I'll be sent to trained. You know what I mean? On the trainings, so like, I was just now in a combat, but they're teaching you how to do hand-to-hand combat, right? It's like, it doesn't make sense, right? But, you know, I was
Make you into a
being
better
sent more
soldier.
and more, and yeah, and that's how I was, I end up my, so it's consistently I was a fighting till end of 95. That's when my father passed away. You know, my life has become totally different. And I become different. I had no hair. I was wounded a few times by that stage. Broken heart a few times, you know what I mean? Fucking I just...
And talked about your broken heart. See, Mario, eh? Bit of love, was
you know
there?
what I mean? Like it just...
Was there love on the battlefield?
Yeah, well...
Tell us, was there?
Yeah, look... I think that when I'm looking now from this distance, you know, I want to say thank you these girls, you know what I mean? Thank you these ladies.
Of course.
Because they show me that I wasn't meant to be with them. You know, when us men, we think with something different than the women. Women use the logic. We think with different head, right? And now when I with a secondary brain, right?
I've learned how disconnected they are.
Yeah, like
I'm
you know,
learning.
beep. The Mario, the god of sex and love, speaking. Jokes aside. Okay, so look, it was the love, and then I realized that the girls I wanted to be with, they're with me just to step onto something better.
Of course, without disrespecting that, yes.
Yeah, and
They serve their purpose.
yeah,
at
and
the
I
time.
said like, what's wrong with me? You are just an army officer. And I said, well, what does that even mean? Means everything. I was like, wow, what does that mean? Right? I'm not a prospect. So the girls
That's
want,
what they thought.
yeah. So the girls want this, you know, the successful guys.
Wow. Okay. So that would have broken your heart.
Yeah, look, I don't blame them anymore, right? You know, that stage, you know, when I see the Facebook now, it's like, oh fuck, thank God. It was like,
Yeah, but it happens. Back then you didn't know, you know, young love.
I realized very early how doesn't matter what I did in the war, it will always follow me that trait of you're not good enough. Whatever you want to do, you're not good enough. Happened to you?
Oh, yeah. Well,
When
I
people
don't
say to
know.
you, Daniel, don't run the podcast.
Oh, man, I had that.
Daniel, don't run your business.
But you know what that does?
What?
It gives me hard on.
Yeah, well, you know, I couldn't.
Now,
Yeah,
I go, okay,
yeah. I see.
I use it.
That's what that's what makes the difference between you and the other guys.
Bring on that constructive criticism, whatever it is. But when you say you weren't good enough, was that from your parent, like parenting, or was that from the war? What made you?
Continues through my life, you know, in school as well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're stupid, you're never going to be nothing. My parents always told me, you know, we'll be lucky if you just be the garbage man, you know. In those days, in communism, garbage was being considered like
low level.
No low, that's a lowest you can be.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, dealing with garbage and, you know, pick up the beans and people spitting on you, all these things. So
it's your upbringing, really, because of, like, obviously, you know, like now, if you tell kids that they're not good enough, it doesn't.
My father comes to me in 93. I'll never forget. He comes home and I was in uniform. And he tried to be my father. And I look at him and said to him, where have you been past 3 years? All your life, you bullshitting to me. You're telling me all this crap, what man should be.
Right.
And I took it away. I said to him, don't you dare ever to put in my mind that I'm not good enough.
There
Okay,
you
the
go.
girls are something else, you know.
You stood up. How old were you then?
21.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
So
That's where it's come from.
yeah, and like then some of my jobs was being away from the front line when I was working in security intelligence sector. So, for example, I was being in charge of protection of the public prosecutor. Because with the war, in my second book, was The True Price of Freedom, you have something was called La Piovra. It's a octopus. In a war is a war. Soldier on the front line doesn't see what's happening behind his back. He's expecting the best. I was disappointed. Organized crime, prostitution, drugs, economic crime, white collar crime, theft. The food of the soldiers was being stolen, and it was just appalling, man. So I know that very moment, I was big idealist, right? I believe in a cause, because to win in a war, we had something what's called the vertical hierarchy of the victory, right? You associate yourself with the flag. That's a number one. If you don't associate yourself with the Australian flag, you don't. Then you associate yourself with with the leadership, right? Which is your president, whatever it is, to believe that this person is somebody who can lead you, and then you have to associate yourself with with the uniform. When we wear the uniform, whatever it is, uniform, it's everything what you have. That represent you as a country, as everybody, right? That's his own. Even in the toughest moments of the combat, the soldiers always find a way to clean themselves, particularly insignia.
So that respect.
Absolutely, that's up on. And the fourth one, you need to associate yourself with the social environment, which is citizens. During the war, I remember in my city was having about 150,000 people. During the hardest moments of siege, it was like 5,000 people left. 5,000. I saw the men dressing as a women on the last armored train, was exiting city. We tried to grab them, they run away. Okay, let's stay course, right? And all these people who lived in the city, even those old ladies, had nowhere to go, like my grandfather. I will admire them because they'll share with you last cup of coffee, last tea, the bread, whatever it is. So like, I fight for them, not for nothing else. So that's when you associate yourself with. And then I was quite idealistic, and then is coming a lot of these executions because organized crime start happening, taking the shape as well. So they have the drugs, we have the prostitution, we have it's like a wild west, man. Like literally, you know who to trust anymore. People betray each other. So I was working in special department. I was looking at this DPP who was running big cases in the background, and his son was been executed a few weeks before, and I was being allocated to protect him with a couple other guys. When we sit around him, I said like, well, we are from military, you're a civilian, right? And like he says, they want you dead like with me. And I said, fuck man, it's true. Like so, but I survived. I was ruthless later on. I was ruthless in investigations. I couldn't give a fuck, man. I was just like, because I knew what's gonna happen if you don't stay at the end. But that was it.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that killer instinct, don't you? Or you won't survive.
Well,
wasn't it? Like you had no choice.
Yeah, you need to think. There was many times I was sitting in a coffee shop and the just car next to me just gone, mate. Entire family just vaporized. Civilian police comes like, yeah, okay, that's just. Or I'll have the guys who sit next to me says, Mari, we have the coffee, have a smoke, and we're talking. He says, my life is going to the wrong direction because the shark clones start appearing and gambling machines, and that was destroying society badly. I never gambled in my life, never will. I don't care. It's not meant to you win. You agree with me?
I don't gamble either.
But imagine now in a territory who is under siege city continuously, what's happening? There's always that fear. It's going to be bombardment. It's going to be combat. Machines, chicks, drugs.
You just got to be ready, don't you? It is the Wild West.
We got a HIV, or you know, has a HIV it is, AIDS, you know what I mean? What is this, you know what I mean? And people borrow money and the shark loans will, you know, start. And then this good friend of mine, I was working with him. We were working in service together. He told me he's going to resign because he runs the crew and he wants me in his crew. And I said to him, we are best friends. 3 months later, I saw how I was being assassinated in front of church. You know what I mean? So, like, the thing is, yeah, it's
So how did you get out of that? What was the next stage from that?
hey, look, I was just always doing my business, it was my work. Things start improving, you know what I mean? Because there was a force within government who wanna, you know, put the end of all this crap. But that's the war. As soon as you have the war, it's not just you fighting for the enemy.
Yeah.
You're fighting many things which you
Yeah.
don't see behind you.
Yeah.
Imagine when you get some couple piece of shit criminals, you know what I mean? Stop the fucking army trucks, you know, with the food for the front line, and they're demanding money. And when I heard that one, it's like, hold my glass of milk, my cookies, man. 3 guys there.
Wow.
Yeah, mate.
Just like it's like normal.
Oh fuck, mate. Just you know, so you're gonna spend 24 hours now with us.
Mm.
You should see how the things change.
What do you reckon to think of back then now, the war, what's happening now?
What do you mean?
Palestine.
Look, I don't consider that's a war. You know, like for me personally, it reminds me of war I was in Croatia, because the war it's you know, you have a couple type of wars. You know what I mean? But what we see in Palestine is supposed to be like a kinetic war, but this is not even war. It's a bombardment. You know what I mean? You know, that's a rug and tuck force. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're gonna lose at the end. They're gonna lose at the end because they have nowhere to go. They have ocean behind themselves.
Who's going to lose?
Palestinians, you know what I mean? They're gonna lose. They know they're gonna cause a lot of pain. They're gonna cause a lot of that's what we did as well. You know what I mean? I have the example, one city, we had a city in Croatia, Vukovar. Before the war was like a 30,000 people large city. 3,000 soldiers stayed surrounded by the 150,000 soldiers. 3 months. It was a mini Stalingrad, right? But eventually it's collapsed. Because when you have no food, yeah, okay, it's always you can steal something from enemy, right? Water, yeah, you can find some water. It's always something. In the war, always improvisation comes to the effect. But the morale, there comes the moment you have no ammunition anymore. When you have no medical aid. When you see that I was being in that position in November 91. We were attacking that enemy line, front line. We are crawling all night through the snow, and the guy who was the guide, who was taking us to position to attack, to relieve that city. So every soldier has a 50 kilos extra equipment, plus all his own one, to break the siege of the city. That guide, he took us in front of the enemy tanks.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, man. We just
So he
looked
was-
ahead.
he
The
was
guy was eating on a cupola of the tank apple, like this.
Didn't give a shit.
They start spraying on us, mate. You know what I mean? Like we were just all,
So was he working for them?
yeah. So
That's nuts, dude.
That's a life, you know what I mean?
Shit. Like how do you trust? You're always watching your back. Who do you trust?
Well, that's the moments when you question, you know, your existence, and you say, God, is this all I have in my life? Short sleeves uniform, it's 20 degrees below. I coughed the blood for days. Doctor was giving
What's
us
that from? What do you reckon?
cold, pneumonia.
Cold.
Yeah,
That bad.
there's no antibiotics, there's nothing. Doctor was giving us, I said in my book, the grappa. So it's not a grappa.
Grappa.
Yeah, like
The drink.
40% alcohol.
Yeah,
burns
yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah.
It's cured, like it's
So well, that kills him. Kills him when he starts cars.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when you're smoking, fucking blood is like a couple of the lungs.
Wow.
People are, you know, falling. But it was,
What'd you eat?
well, the
No Uber
dry
Eat- no
meat,
Uber Eats, man,
dry,
like
we tried to order, mate. So stuck in Australia at McDonald's. But let me tell you something else. I say, be careful what you wish for. So that day on 15th of January, that was my story. Anyway, so we had these shipping containers dig into the ground, right? I have an old crew with me. 80% was people 80 years old. Anyway, long story short, on a TV, was a, you know, big tubes TV. It was a commercial. And there was all those two gorgeous chicks in bikini dancing, man, oiled, mate, with
you
a
love that.
burger. I like saliva comments of every my opening, man.
Two beautiful things.
And I said, exactly. He says Ibiza. I said, oh, fuck, where is Ibiza? Yeah. Anyway. And the shelling was continuous, like, you know what I mean? It's like they're doing fucking restructuring the Mother Earth, right? You know what I mean? Just like, I couldn't care less anymore, right? And because international recognition, TV commercial, the bombardment, and I was like, you know,
Coughing up blood.
smoking this marijuana, like, you know what I mean? And they're like, I said, there's a plane on the sky. Who knows where he was? Some fucking over there. Italy, that's far away. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't above us, right?
Yeah.
But all what you can see is that hot air. You know that hot air behind the plane tail.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, I couldn't care less. I'm gonna die. So seeing those chicks, you know, so with one eye I'm looking down a container, you know what I mean, and there was like, huh? And I was with other two guys there, like, you know what I mean. And I said, I'm gonna be on that plane one day with those girls.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody says, boss, yeah, crazy. It's like, I was 19 years old, and 7 years later, I was in Australia.
Oi.
No chicks on a bikini, but chicks in a
Did
bikini.
you go straight for the burgers and the girls?
I landed. My driver took me corner Pitt Street and George Street. No, Pitt Street and Market King Street, whatever, something. Pitt Street, something. Anyway, and there was a girls, you know, in Santa Claus bikinis, you know what I mean, dressed like a Santa. G-string said, "Oh my God, look at this!" It's like, oh, and then in the background, McDonald's is like, I said, I knew it, and people say dreams don't come true. That dream did come true. I didn't want to go in the embassy, but I just said,
Yeah.
let me sit in the car
That
here.
was your
And
own
the driver
personal-
says, boss, we can't sit here. I said, oh, fuck, man. We can make a circle.
Yeah. That would have been like just heaven
Yeah,
to go from that to there.
Yeah, it was here for me.
What made you come to Australia? Why?
So, like, you know, eventually I want to resign from the military. I have enough. You know, I want to have a family. I want to have a sex man. You know what I mean? It's enough to be Rambo, you know what I mean? I wanted to be Rambo like a 7 years ago dude, you know what I mean? Like,
You're over the army boys.
yeah,
eh?
7 years. Look, I slept with a 50 man. And
they
that was a
say
good one. Like,
you're not a man
I
unless
share
you're
the
married.
50
Unless
I
you're-
share with a 50-man room. I have enough, you know.
You're in cold body heat, man. There's only one way, isn't it? Take your clothes off.
And I was in some trainings, obviously, in the foreign countries. And, you know, I said to my superiors, like, look, I have enough, you know what I mean? I was in combat for 5 years.
I think you had enough. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years I was ready to do investigations for the
Yeah.
military. You know, I saw things, you know, done things, and you know, I was afraid like if I continue another couple of years, they're gonna fucking, you know, gonna lose mojo. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember I have a sex man. Seriously, like at that stage, you don't even remember because you're continuously in a mood, and every time when you go in a combat somewhere, you think. My girlfriend, she's in there, and of course she was cheating on me, every single one. You know what I mean? Like as if I go like around the trip around the world for 88 days.
She's gonna wait for you.
Yeah, like man, a writing letter from the front line, my dear. And yeah, so I said to my boss, 96. I said I have enough. I really have enough. Towards 96, my father just passed away. I have a surgery. Reconstructing my jaw, taking some shrapnels out, you know, like these things. And he says to me, look, stick in a little bit longer, you know, you have a prospect in the military, you're young, you know, no wife, no kids. I said, I know that shit because you have no kids, no wife, you're always the tip of the spear. You're not sitting behind the desk, right? And I have enough in military because every Christmas comes, You know, oh, Bekes gonna work on Christmas. Why? Because he have no family. You know, Bekes gonna work on New Year's Eve. You know what I mean? So can you imagine people are interrogated on those days? I was angry with myself. Fucking Merry Christmas.
Yeah. But it was because yeah. Fuck Sam.
It's like, bring me that extinguisher. Man.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah, because it's just another day, isn't it really?
It's not around the day because those days, when is the biggest celebrations is the most crime happening, right? You know, most shit happens during those days, because even we call this like a dead dead guard duty. They will shoot without warning, right? So usually that's a close to the magazines with weapons, and then some weapons start missing. Uzis start missing, you know. I mean, snipers, RT-20. That's a hand cannon 20 mil, right? You know, I mean, that was very popular for the to be steal and resell on the black market. So
I don't know.
and those days will do most of damage. You know what I mean, and I will be on duty. You know what I mean, and they will, you know, what I mean, something happen, and you know, they bring to us first question.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't happy with that one. I remember there was no internet in '90s. There was no Tinder. There was no, you know, what I mean, Pornhub. All
So
this
where'd you
bullshit.
go?
Well, nothing. You
Where'd
just
you go for me
you're reading the newspapers from that morning, which you're reading in a bed. You go in the toilet and same thing over and over again. You have no many coffees. You know what I mean? You're talking to guys, so you bring it.
Yeah.
Bring the guy here.
So what was your first? Did you meet a girl when you came here? When you're 19?
No, when I was 19, I was in the war. So so 96, I was in coffee shop with a good buddy of mine, and man, I'm still seeing the picture of that woman. Right, it's like in the movies. 4 guys in the black, literally, men in black, and I see the BMW Series 7, right, capital city radios. Usually that's a police, right? She walks in, blonde hair, man. A la natural beauty, Monica Bellucci type, you know, with just a blonde hair, fishnet stockings, man. She comes to me. So I was sitting like with you, with my friend, we have the coffee, you know, the coffee shop owner knew it where we are working, you know what I mean? We didn't talk very much, you know. You never talk where you work, you know. I never show my badge, my gun. And she comes to desk and she says, envelope, this is for you. And as I was just to stand up, she says, don't even try, because you'll not stand for long. So this means they're going to shoot on us. And I said to her, you know who the fucking I am? You don't just approach me and give me envelope. Because when you work in intelligence, the women's sort of, you don't want it, women comes to you. That's not the way how things work in intelligence. And she says to me, no stress, Mari, my name is such and such. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Monday, 7 o'clock, I was in capital city for the first interview. Yeah. It was like
Like recruited.
It was like 400
That is like a movie, isn't it?
400 people, and we see in the amphitheater, right? And they're talking. I'm just like, I just want a coffee. Just, you know, fucking have smoke and coffee. And people are leaving because as a conversation progressing, they say like, you know, you welcome to the this, you know, you're gonna not have a this, you have not that, you have not this, you have not that. So what the fuck am I? I know it's a foreign affairs, but what I'm doing here, like, you know what I mean? And they said, Mario, would you be considered to sign an NDA? So NDA for what? He said, we can start process of, you know, recruitment. And so like, what I gonna get this? Still not shaking. I said, oh, 007 lifestyle, yes. Suit, okay. Embassy, okay. Now I'm thinking in my imagination, you know what I mean? Salary in American dollars, man, okay. Give me more, you know, trips on a plane, this and that, okay. What else? Well, need to sign an NDA. And that's 2 years I was going through all this. We're talking about
That
weather,
long?
about clouds, and
Really?
and 18th of November 98, 747 Malaysia Airlines from Zagreb to Vienna to KL Sydney. Here I am, Mario Bekes. I was working Croatian embassy in Canberra as a part of the leading of the team of security intelligence professions.
Wow. What a freaking story already.
Yeah. No
That's
girls. No girls, because girls, you don't talk to girls. That's a trouble. You live in lie. You continuously live in lie. People ask what you're doing. I'm making coffees in embassy. Really? Hey, man. Just a cleaning desk.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, so you know, no girls. Couldn't open up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you get, there was not,
And you wanted that girl.
of course I wanted one. Yeah. Well, you wanted something. Look, you do something, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, of course. But
you can't use this one and say,
yeah.
hello, this is Mario Bekes from Croatian Embassy. Can you give me the couple blondies, man?
Yeah.
Because people disappear. I have colleagues from my service, they will disappear. They will disappear one country, find them in the body parts in some other country. So that you don't work those things. So, you know, eventually I met somebody and, you know what I mean? And we gone into that length that, I was lying. I was lying that woman for...
Yeah, this is the thing. That's it. How do you be honest?
Yeah, well...
How could you have a relationship?
Mother of my child. I didn't know it was going to be mother of my child. I started dating. I said, listen, all I can tell you that I can't tell you what I'm doing. And on a 31st of December 2003, you and I are going to break up at 8 o'clock in the morning. And she was like, what do you mean? It's like, because afternoon I'm flying in USA. So I was chasing that position. I was being offered to Washington as a reward because Australia is far away from Australia. So, you know, you're getting better. If you're good here, because don't forget one thing, when you work in a country like this, Australia, there's nobody can help me. Nobody can hear you scream.
Why is that?
You know,
Because we like the register.
job says you do this and this and this. I need to be accountable, responsible. I need to be pedantic. I need
all on
to
you.
protect the interests. And if I do something rubbish, what do you think my government's going to say? Yeah, well, we sent him there. No, you don't do these things. So that was it.
Wow, man.
I mean, I try to be, you know, a little bit comedian there, but thing is, you're living the big lie and you hurt on a lot of people on that part.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was believing that doing my job and, you know, causing a lot of uncertainty because it's easy to... The job is to protect the national interest. That's it, boom.
Yeah, that's it.
I couldn't care less. If you stand in front of me, like, you know, you're going to be, bro, no worries.
Yeah.
I'll check you right.
Even if it's your woman. Time to...
So, yeah, like, you know, I met mother of my child and I decided to stay. She promised me good life, you know, like loan mower, mortgage, you know, I don't know what that it is, so I can just enjoy.
The good life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, there's a moment when you need to say the truth. And I said, listen, this is all beautiful, but I can't have a kids. What do you mean? Well, you see, in my previous life, I was in a war. I said, what? And then you need to, I said, sit here, I know, some Valium, some Scotch and Coke, I give you the short version, and that's it. I say, you know what? How about we hop on a plane, my city, meet my boss and everybody else, and you're gonna find out. And she find the truth that.
And that's it.
She says, so what's my option? So like, well, it's very simple. You're gonna love me. You're gonna jump from the bridge. That's it. There's no third option.
And so that's what you wanted when you were in the war too. Didn't you want kids, a family?
Yeah, I wanna have that.
And then you had it, and it sort of pulled you back in, didn't it?
The war is. I'm grateful I was in a war. I suffer more pain because the fear, it's normal. I say to people, fear, it's normal. Like I try to, you know, be funny, but thing it is, the war is no funny thing. War is associated with the pain, not with the fear. Fear, I was so reckless so many times that I become awarded, you know what I mean, for the heroism, for the courage and the fire, bravery, you know, doing things, you know, shooting other things.
You get rewarded for that.
Yeah, because I was reckless.
Wow.
Yeah, because, you know, when you're shooting, I remember there was an armored vehicle with the 12 troopers inside, and they surrounded our village, and we were in that house. So the house has 2 levels, and the enemy was very clever. We We smashed the walls between the houses so we can walk through house, without going out. My house didn't have that one. I don't know why. It was somebody lazy. I don't know what the fuck was, you know what I mean? And it was the first house in the village. And it's like, when they start towards us, we're going to go down and next house, right? So strategically moving step by step till they don't come to the point when we narrow them like a bottleneck, right? And they have nowhere to go. Where the first tank's going to stack on the transporter, with all infantry behind, the last tank's going to be destroyed, and we're going to just do the business. That's how it's like you and I. Like that's how I saw my enemy.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? My house doesn't have a fucking wall broken to next house. And I noticed this as we walk upstairs. So the tank comes in front of the house, a couple of meters, and shoots ground floor, second floor. We drop down. I'd say it's in my book. Like, my eyes was there somewhere. I was bleeding everywhere, right? All of us, because of that cacophony. Fuck my mind, that sound. Like, imagine putting your head in a barrel and just hammering, you know what I mean? And the enemy walks inside the infantry. Nowhere to go. What do you think what we're going to do? There's no knife,
It's kill or be
bayonet,
killed, isn't it?
and guns. And then I saw the last transporter passing by. I grabbed what's called a OSA, which is a Sting on English, 90mm rocket launcher. Boom. Done. That's it. You don't think about things happening there. Because I'm still looking for my hearts and eyes and ears. Then only what you have afterwards is a priest. In Dominus Pater Spiritus Sanctus, you know what I mean? You fight it for the good cause. Really? Yeah, my son Dominus. Give another rosary, right? More water.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just...
Yeah, you're fine now. Off you go. Wow,
I was
man,
more
that's harsh,
petrified
dude.
from the priests than anything else.
Really?
Because when the priest comes, it's like last rites.
Yeah.
So, dude, don't even come to me. Don't come to me.
Yeah.
I have the rosaries
makes
like I
sense,
could
man.
make exhibition. I mean, I was like rosaries.
Yeah.
Well, like I try to be funny, but it's not funny.
No,
I
that's
was
good.
afraid.
That's
I
all right.
was afraid because of fear. It doesn't exist. Fear, it's a product of imagination.
Yeah.
But the pain, it's actually what caused the fear. I remember days and nights when my stomach was shaking. Was little bit, my stomach was less. Stomach will shake to that unbearable pain.
Yeah.
And that was actually fear. So fear didn't come because of, then you're sitting in
It was
ambush.
physical. It was in your guts.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're sitting in ambush and you see the owl comes on top of you. That's how quiet you are. And you see them walking next to you to the corn.
Fuck, man.
And then you say like, okay, now it's time. There's no time for fear. I was more
there
afraid
isn't.
afterwards. Yeah. So that was
Yeah. Far out, man.
yeah. And that's it, you know what I mean? That's a little bit boring life, but that's okay.
Boring life. Okay. No, well, been brought up tough, haven't you, Mr.
Look.
Mario?
I think that we all need to experience in life obstacles. The truly believe that's what makes us who we are. I was the expert when things didn't go right in my life. When I stayed in Australia, I believe that the world owes me everything. Even Nick owes me. I didn't know him, nor you, but everybody owes me. But guess what? My first job was a bouncer. I was supposed to be like head of security, some bank or whatever it is. But I didn't accept these things, so I was dragging myself and my family to the abyss of the shit, literally. That eventually 2009 GFC, hit hard, and we lost everything. Literally we lost everything. But the worst thing was for me, there was no money, so selling the toys of my kid was a worst part. In Blacktown, I remember, what's it called, cash converters, right?
Yeah, cash.
And my son was that stage was loving the Thomas the Tank, but he has this item collection. What they call this?
Yeah, collectibles. Yeah, the
those
tracks
ones,
and probably
those
yeah.
ones, you know,
Yeah.
special ones, you know. His mom bought him. So I remember I was selling these things, and the guy was taking and giving me some shit money. I'm not proud of what I'm gonna say now. So instead of buying milk, I bought the smokes to myself. So I brought home $0. And following day, there was a sheriff's on the door and took everything. You know what I mean? So I knew that was the end of everything. Marriage. My son was diagnosed with epilepsy a few days later.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, which doctor says, look, it's very unlikely that stage you get epilepsy. Either you're born or you come towards the old age. You know what I mean? So
How old was he then? 2009, did you say?
2006, 7.
Diagnosis of that.
And then I said to myself, okay, so I blame everybody and anybody for all shits in my life. And I decided to start my business, Sales Intelligence. But with what I have no money, I'm living in my friend's garage. He gave me a job to work in the night shift in one of the clubs on CCTV. And I said, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to write a book. He says to me, do whatever you want. Night shift, it's yours. I say, can I? He says, as long as you're awake, watch the screens. Don't worry, nobody will question nothing. You know what I mean? I said, no. So I wrote my first book. Started my business, Instant Intelligence, but I didn't start because I knew what I'm doing. So there was a good friend of mine. She's still, you know what I mean? She's an awesome lady. She's 70-something. Anne. I say, Anne, I want to start my business. So she's an average woman. I mean, when I say average woman, she's not executive with a lot of money. I say, I need to buy the license to be PI, right? She said, how much is that one? I say, $900. She says, oh my God, for how long? I said, this is for 5 years. She said, no problem, I'll give it to you. And then we talk. She says, but how are we going to do statements? I said, what do you mean? I said, like, I don't know how to do the PI job. So I say, I'm going to apply for the jobs while I'm trying to run my business. And every single agency turns me down. You are nothing, you don't know English, you shit, you know. I say, I'm sorry that English is my fifth language, but fuck me, seriously.
Fifth language.
Yeah, anyway.
I'll get to that later.
And I was so angry at that stage. I said, like, you know, this cannot be worse than this. Of course it can be worse, you know, because don't worry, I have a shower with me and I was digging deeper. And I mean,
Yeah.
till the one day, 2010, actually, she bought me a laptop. I joined the local chamber of commerce. I'm the guy. And the guy on the door says, you are, I say, Mario Bekes. So it's event, chamber of commerce event, right? And he says to me, you, I say, me. I say, no, you. I said, yeah, me. You're never going to succeed. I said, what do you mean? You need a speech therapist. I said, I need a fucking what? Speech therapist. I cried.
Oh, man.
I'm 38 years old, man. I cried.
Fuck, it's like there's no chance. There's no hope. Is there? You...
I question everything to that point that I was working that day and something happened to me. I couldn't make it 2 steps. I couldn't breathe. I just fell down, right? Suddenly ambulance. I'm in a hospital. Hello, Mario Bekes, Dolce Gabbana. Hello. Say hello. I feel, I have a heart attack. The doctor says, no. It's not heart attack. I said, what is this? A panic attack. What did you say?
Like
Me?
Panic attack.
Me? Panic
What
attack?
I've been through?
Yeah, like, red towel, you know what I mean? Or me. Like, and then I said to myself, I need to compose myself. I survived the wars. I survived many other things. I can do this. So I started grinding slowly, you know what I mean? Tried to find the clients and, I didn't know nothing about marketing. So basically I asked somebody to print me the Sherlock Holmes hat with my phone number. So stick in toilets and fucking whatever I could find a free spot for myself. One client, second client. Took me 3 years before I got to my first corporate client. And so now it's 14 years, that company and cheating partners, which,
Still?
yeah. So I'm very grateful for every single person who used to be work for me. And I'll say without, it's a lot of people working for my companies now. So, I mean, a lot. So I'm very grateful. And I surround myself with the people who are smarter than me. They are more versatile than me. They know the things better than I do. So, because I always believe that I know everything, that always brought me problems in my life. So when you surround yourself with the people who are, when I started my business, I was in late 30s. So I employ people who are in their 50s because they've been made redundant during the GFC. So you can't get a job except Bunnings, you know what I mean?
Experience, though.
Yeah. So I offered them, I said, listen, yeah, I can do something. There's no $200,000 salary because, I'm happy to do anything. So look, I'll give you the job, you know what I mean? And very grateful. Now it's 20 people in the office and a lot of people in the field. So yeah, so it's nationally and we do international jobs. So yeah,
Look at that.
yeah. So
Hey?
that's I can say.
But you're not good enough, Mario.
Yeah, look,
Hey? That's what's giving you the drive, isn't it?
I touched bottom of life a few times, but then when my son was diagnosed with epilepsy, the doctor says the only reason why your son has epilepsy because it's external factors. And I'm like, why? Because his mother is not going well, you know what I mean? We have no money or something. He says, your son say that you're very, very dark, which I was. As I said, I blame everybody. Birds on a branch, I blame for everything.
And it's gone down the food chain.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And, when you're down, you don't want to see the people, you know what I mean? Don't want to help nobody. You think everybody's a stupid. I was the master. I have a PhD in this. I can certify to be the asshole. That's what I was, asshole towards everybody. And I deserve what's happened to me. Absolutely every single fucking minute of that nightmare I caused it to my kid and his mother and everybody else around. I deserve it. Now I can say I deserve it.
Good, man.
And I don't know, it's a God put the shovel of the sand under my feet to stand a little bit higher above the water till water didn't recede, metaphorically speaking. I don't know what it is, but I knew it. I need to be persistent. It cannot be that bad. It cannot be that bad. I can choose to cry or I can choose to fight. And I fought legal ways. I never bullshitted, I never lied. I go to meetings, knowing that I have no money for coffee. And people eat around me. I was like lunch. I said, no, I have a glass of water. I just have the lunch now.
Yeah.
My marketing strategy was very simple. I'll go to guy who's in charge, in insurance company, bank. I said, I want one case to prove myself that I'm worthy. What does that mean? He said, capability statement. What is capability statement? What the fuck is that? I said, you know what? You give me one case. If I'm bad, if I don't deliver what you're expecting, you can tell everybody publicly, never hire me. And they told me, nobody speaks that way. I'll do it that way. And I pick up this from the book, Napoleon Hill. You can do it. No.
Oh, yeah.
What Napoleon Hill was it called? The book.
Influence people, that one there? No? Is that Napoleon? Oh, no.
Anyway, he's
Nicholas? No? Napoleon Hill? No. I know, yeah. I've heard.
Yeah, something. He said that, that one of the guys, one of the stories, he says he walks through that this rich guy said, I don't do nothing I do for free. All the books for you, everything else, just want to be in your presence to learn the business. Yeah. So I said to myself, let me be a little bit different and I will do that way. So I vouched my reputation, which doesn't exist. So I said to myself, how I can build a reputation? Books. How to write the books, even English. So lucky for me, I met amazing men. Two of them I'm lying. Professor Clive Smolin and Professor Dr. Troy Whitfoot. And they both put me in the right direction to study, to do my masters, to write a book, Don't worry for English, we correct you, speak slow, lose the weight, don't talk to mates too much, you know what I mean? And 2019, my son was having surgery, and doctor says, we don't know outcome. And we waited 2 years, and doctor says, he's a miracle. 1 in a million, he's healthy. And I said to myself, you know what, God? I shitted on many heads in my life. I played the God, and I got my slap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, many. But that's what it is.
life. Yeah, but you know it now, though, right?
Yeah. So
And it's turning around, isn't it?
like you,
Well, yeah. But
the fact that you are here tonight with me in this studio with the Nick speaks the volume. Well, the most of guys now cry me a river home. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do tomorrow. My muscle. Whatever. You're creating legacy. That's what defines you as a man, and that's I was gonna say. It's gonna win the war. Nick has no choice because we're gonna bash him.
Hey, you can take him out first. You pin him down. Yeah.
First, I gotta take the pictures. He's
Yeah, we'll film it. We'll film
First,
it.
we'll take pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
we're
And
gonna
then-
start recording.
Oh, eh?
We're gonna start recording. Are we recording, my seriously? Oh
Mate,
my
we're
God.
recording
Oh,
straight
God.
away. Now, yeah, all right, let's do it. You ready for this now? We'll just have a break.
No. It's all you, whatever you like.
No, that's good, man. Going on your podcast, really, I just life the battlefield. So what you brought that to the same thing. What made you want to do a podcast?
Because I want to talk to people like you.
Yeah.
You see, the world, it doesn't revolve around so-called alpha males or the winners, whatever they call them, you know what I mean? I give example. I mean, this is my words. So, Tony Robbins example, right? He's the biggest seller of the guy. He managed to package your dream and sell your dream back to you. End of story. I was the guy who never believed in school, and then I realized with Professor Clive Smallman and Professor Dr. Troy Whitford how education is important, that we need to know how to do simple things. Tony Robbins, when he comes to Sydney, oh my God, we can walk on a fire. Well, let me shatter your dreams. Everybody can walk on a fire because the hardest skin, it's on your feet. It's by default, by design. Nerves are very deep. That's the reason of people when you're walking on rocks, it's massage. But that's something different, right? But then it does another thing. 20,000 people walk inside, pays a different type of tickets, $1,500 to $20,000. He thinks he's Messiah. He's good. Human can hear 125 minutes per word, can understand 25 words per in only. Can hear it, can understand. That's two different things. So it's all about hype. They overdrive 125 words.
I know you, man.
But what is the problem with this one? When I do the podcast, I talk to you. Tony Robbins talked to 20,000 people believing that everybody is equal. Because it's like his package of dream. He really knows we all desperados. I was the one who was listening to him. Hi, my name is Tony Robbins, and my life has not been good, and my mom, my dad, blah blah blah. Okay. But when you take a presumption that it's reality, 20,000 people walk inside on his whatever you want to call event, different walks of life, different education, different understanding of English, different dreams, different backgrounds, different desires, but he speaks everybody the same. That's a bullshit. Well, see, the podcast is not a bullshit. Because people are going to come to you and I say, I want a Nick on my podcast. Because I realize one thing, the only way people can learn is from people who live the life. Your experience, it's paid by tears, sweat, blood, and tears, right? That's the life. That's a life, the battlefield. Plus, part of my podcast is exposing the false gurus. Because we can see it. People come on podcasting, people come on media, social media, blah, 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 me. I'll sell you blueprint. $49.95. I give you the blueprint. You're gonna be millionaire. I mean, come on, seriously. Who are you bullshitting, man?
Yeah.
No, I'm flying on a jet, because it's a little bit turbulence here. Oh my! Oh, look at these chicks next to me.
You call that bullshit?
I don't know one thing. I servicing quite successful people in my life, and I always say there's 10 things people never. If you are rich, you never talk about money. Number one. Secondly, when you're rich, like this guy was Ty Lopez. You know what I mean? Look at my home, my courtyard. This is where I live. This is my Porsche, my Ferrari, my books. I read all this. Rich people never talk where they live because there's a fear of kidnapping kids, kidnapping member of family, sabotaging vehicle, sabotaging products, sabotaging your company. You don't do those things. I know this because I'm servicing. But when you go on social media, say, look at me. When I see somebody, I'm working from the Dubai pool, on my laptop, and I'm paying you this, that you work for me in the pool, while some guy with six-pack walks around you, my little girl, you know what? Shut up. Enjoy. So that's what I was trying to say. You are tonight here, and I want your story. Because I want to know why you are here tonight in this studio.
Why I am?
Yeah. Nick has no choice. He's going to be bashed.
You're going down, Nick.
I'm going to take a discount with me. It's fine. I'm sorry, Nick. So what I'm trying to say to you, that's my podcast is about. So exposing false gurus, that's the number one. And plus I love talking about espionage. I love talking about those things. And I want to learn, I want to create a legacy. I want to create like a encyclopedia of the people experiences, you know what I mean? So people walk, when I listen to some CEOs, right? And I said to myself, why would I listen to some CEO? First of all, he's paid far too much. And he doesn't even know what the guy down on reception does. Did you watch the movie, what's it calling? Margin Call?
Oh, which was that one?
It was like about GFC, where they come in the middle of the night. Jeremy Iron was head of the board. He said, do you know why I'm getting big buck? And I said, why? So I can make a decision this moment. It's like at this very moment. It's already collapsing. What's happened to Merrill Lynch? $600 billion gone down. He done good decision with his good money in his pocket. He's gone. CEO. But did you look the guy down below who is packing his stuff with his mortgage? I don't care for CEOs.
Yeah, I know.
That's a job. You are important for me.
Yeah, the people, man. Well, you on the battlefield, mate. That's why I like, Yeah, you're right. I know companies that CEOs don't even know the workers.
If the CEO doesn't know, my generals, I used to be serving the big guys, and he will know how to assemble, disassemble the weapon in a pitch black. And he will say, like, what's the time for the in a pitch black? We'll say, I don't know, depend on weapon. 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Time.
Because he learned from the ground up.
Because he was being there.
Yeah.
Because he can say, I know how that weapon functions. So don't bullshit to me. Yeah. I was doing the same thing.
It goes back to that lead by example thing you're saying.
And that's what you're doing tonight with Nick in this studio. You're leading by example. You, my friend, you are sacrificing your time, your money, your energy to give the audience something never seen before.
You, Mario Bekes.
I'm sexier than you.
No, this is true, yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out, but
you're on a good part. That's my OCD.
I like to involve everyone. Like, it's not about me. I know you said that, but
yeah, but you're the fuel in the engine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's not for you, engine will stop.
Well, it is. I get joy out of it. Bringing someone on like you and telling the story. Do you know how many people get from just hearing your story? What people hear and just what you've been through.
Look, I saw it this morning on gym. I mean,
bump into everyone, Nick. I did see him.
We bonk each other.
Yeah.
Hug each other. Teletubbies hug.
In the change room. We rubbed their heads.
Yes, like I was just like,
Man.
"Hey, I want to see you today." It's like, oh my god! Like it's easy for you young. I mean, I fucking have all
Nah,
this.
man.
I have
I'm-
all
I'm
these
the
things.
same.
It's
How
like,
old are you though? What are you, 50-something? What are you?
Only like what did you say?
How old are you?
50 something.
50, I think I remember.
53.
53. I was going to say, yeah, 53.
I'm the 52 in the 1 month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 52 in 1 month.
Okay.
So I was
Well, you're
birthday
fine.
was last month.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm trying to say to you, that's what it is life about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's why we connected. And that's why with Nick. And everyone I brought on this as well. It's just this, like I said outside, there's a level that's been reached. And
Look, we all have some, I always say people, you need to chase the goals, right? I've been many times in my life afraid because I was being told, don't do it because you're going to embarrass me. You're going to do this. When you realize that if when you fail, there's nothing actually there. It's nothing. You failed. Okay, so now what? And that's what the most of people actually making mistakes. When I started my podcast, I knew it, that I need to learn how to ask questions again. You know what I mean? How to converse. You know, it's not to just me like you tonight. You listen to my story for last 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours. And Nick has no batteries anymore. But that's what makes the life more interesting. And I'm grateful that I can be tonight here in this amazing studio, sharing this desk with you, because imagine how many people in life will not be able to share this story.
Oh, that's the thing that's so beautiful about it, man.
And that's what's happening tonight. The guy sitting next to his girlfriend, he's fantasizing on fucking Tinder, and he says, "Oh, my life is better than his." So why don't you do something about it? Why don't you be Daniel? Blasius. How good is that?
You like that?
Yeah.
It's got a bit of history, bit of a...
You choose it. Why did you choose this?
Well, the name comes from, my surname comes from that. And I like the house. Like I said, mi casa, su casa.
It's
And nothing
powerful.
better when
It's powerful.
this is where we talk.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
House. When you say house of
A
Blasius.
house.
It's like
I like your accent. Say it again.
House of Blasius.
And the helmet, just a soldier. We need a... I don't know. I'm just going along with it, Mario. To be honest, I have an idea, and it's changing.
Evolving.
Yeah, it's changing.
Takes courage to do this.
Yeah, mate. Well, yeah. I got to a point where I just don't care what people say anymore.
You owe nobody apology. This is what I was mistaken as well. I was always thinking myself, I was apologizing people. Excuse me, my name is Mario Bekes, and can I apologize for my English?
I apologise though too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, what the people say, why are you apologizing?
I get something. I think we're very similar in ways, man. Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I
Yeah.
apologize. Who you owe nobody apology?
Could be that because you're not good enough. See, you're always apologising, and now you figured out how good you are, but you're staying humbled. It's not getting to you.
I am thankful that whoever invented that Facebook, they say it's a Zuckerberg, but stories as well, he stole that from somebody else. who was
Yeah,
sleeping.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they all do.
Yeah. I mean, he's a robot, man.
Yeah, there's something with him.
He says, I invented Facebook because I want to talk to the chicks. I'm like,
Yeah, come on, dude.
dude, can you give me a better story?
Yeah, I know.
I started my Tinder because I want to talk to them midgets, you know what I mean? Whatever. But,
Have you spoken to midget yet?
no.
That sounds so bad.
No.
Let's get one on.
Anyway, but you know the beauty it is? You open the what's it calling? The Facebook, and I befriended all my primary school mates, whatever, right? And I said to myself so many times, I said, God, I bend over so well, and I'm thankful when I see their lives. Because, I was always been associated. The mothers will tell their daughters, I don't want to see you next to the mother because I was a bad influence, right? Not because I was beautiful, but
Just the horny soldier.
I mean, that's nothing. Can you imagine fucking coming home
Mate.
and there's not even Samantha Fox, you know what I mean, fucking on TV to see her boobies, mate, nothing. You have imagination. All I'm imagining is like fucking machine gun, fucking, you know, with the bullets.
The explosions. Oh, yeah, climax now.
Yeah, like, you know, like, it's not like in the movies, like, you know, it's like, oh, man, when I come home, I'm going to do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When things become different, 93, 94, when I have a girlfriend and we go from my city in other places for the actions, yeah, you will come home, but, you know, suddenly I come home, she's not at home, she's with her best friend. And you know the best thing it is? When your girlfriend, she's got to see her ex because he needs to talk to her.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And you say like, okay, so
She told you that?
with all of them, you know, because he needed her. It's like, okay, bend over, so let's go, you and I, because I need you as well. So, oh, I'm tired. I said, what do you mean fucking tired then? Fucking, I'm sleeping with that old this man. I'm sleeping in a bunker, right?
Oh, what was that? She poor old man. What's coming?
Yeah, bro, man. It's just like, I'm tired. I said, what do you mean fucking tired? You just come back from coffee in his place. Bro. And then you see the guys laughing in your face and it's like, okay, I get you. I get you. I did it. But what's like, it's not like, you know, but during the war you come home, it's empty. It's a ghost
What's
town.
home, though, in the war? Where are you sleeping?
Now I was going back to my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I was sleeping in a basement with civilians who stay in the city. Still sleeping in, you know, some type of sponge, something. It's cold, but sleeping bag and dust in your nose. And it's, you know, smoke. And the fear, like, you know, the worst thing is like every time when you hear the explosion is different on the surface than when you're in the basement, right? Because basement is like confined space, shaking everything, right? I couldn't give a damn, you know what I mean? I remember, I think it was I need to check in a book now because I'm becoming old, honestly, that was 33 years ago. And I remember that morning was a fog, it was a cold, right? And we were, between two villages was just a road. In middle of between two villages was some type of motel, right? It was before war. And we were in that motel. And the river goes around that. And I remember I said to somebody there, I was like, I can fucking hear something, fucking, it's coming in the river. Everybody's like, fuck, stop it, man. I can hear something, right? And I can see a couple other guys become edgy as well. I say, I can hear it was a sunrise, but it's still black. The fog, before the sun comes out, even in winter, it's very cold. And you see, I have shivers now. I said, I can feel it, my they're here. And everybody's like, fucking stop it. I was the youngest with all these criminals.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm commanding criminals. With the fucking murder mummies and grandmothers and fucking everybody else. Rob the banks.
Jeez, man.
And I said like, check. What you gonna see? I'll tell you something. Within 20 seconds or 30 seconds, it was like a First World War or Stalingrad. Hoorah! Like hundreds of them from the corners, you know what I mean? Running towards us is like, bro, you should see.
You in bed?
There's not bed, it was just motel.
Well, you resting.
Yeah, you know
You
what
weren't ready.
resting? You know, it was just a frame of the bed with a what's it called? Spring. We covered ourselves with a curtain, three of us next to each other. Some two guys was in next corner. There was no warm place. And yeah, do it, bro.
Fuck. You must be so grateful now being in bed in your house.
I just love my bed, man.
And like, but you
I rape in my bed every night.
I bet you do.
My pillows are come to Papa. Let's go do that. Let's go do 69 hours. Whoopa, pillows. Look, I said, you know, when people said to me, let's go do camping, I said, camping? Fuck you and your camping, you know what I mean? You wanna
Yeah,
sit in the forest?
fuck that.
Go fuck. What do you
Yeah,
mean? Go.
I've been
Go,
camping,
go, go,
camping
go,
for
go,
years, you bastard.
Mate, let's go. Fuck no, man. You know, let's go do some adventures on a mountain. Say Mount Kosciuszko, where it's like. I said, dude, I have enough in my life of fucking talking to the trees,
5-star, bitch.
plants, wiping my ass with the fucking branches. You know what I mean? I have enough of that crap. I love my pillow. I want a hotel. Doesn't matter what it is, but
Just give me a pillow.
let me kill my eye on a pillow.
Yeah.
You do, you know, oh, it was beautiful on the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You're just grateful, aren't you?
Yes. We should be grateful. So that's what is that when my son, I always say to people, what people should understand is the two things we need to take in consideration to have the better, healthier, happier, wealthier life, whatever it is. Two things is the time and the health. Time you can't return, you can't stop, you can't pause it. It's gone. Man, I'm 53 and I'm still talking to you like 33 years ago, like when I was at work
But
here.
I love that. It's brilliant, man.
Yeah,
Hasn't killed you.
Yeah, but you see, it's gone. Time is gone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's the
And
only
second was the health. That's the two most valuable commodities in life. If you're not healthy, all your dreams like.
Man.
I saw my son in. I mean, I every time he has a seizure, was a part of me was gone, and I think myself, he'll never be able to drive the car. He'll not be able to pick up the chick now. He drives everywhere. You know what I mean?
So he's good now? What's
Yeah,
he like?
he's healthy. You know,
Yeah.
studying medicine. You know, he's a swipe life.
Oh,
swipe
he's
life.
a single man, is he?
Oh, he's 21 years
God
old, man.
bless him.
I was like, oh, Dad, you know.
He's enjoying that life.
I said, I got a call in to do your car service. He said, like, what is that? I said, don't worry. Just don't worry. You just drive the car. I'll pay everything. So that makes me happy. But he's grateful.
Good. That's good. That's nice.
And that's like, that's what it is, the time and the health. If people don't understand how important that it is, and as I say, I can't describe every single day how I come from the guy who couldn't feed his family. And for me, it was the biggest setback because the environment I come from, man is a provider. Man gives the family.
It's a failure, isn't it?
Far, man. Even today, when I talk to
Sell the toys, live out of the garage.
the mother of my son, I say, like, you know, when I remember, right, and now I always compensating things. Particularly my son, you know, sometimes I need to stop. You know, I said he's 21 years old. You know what I mean? I can't just always kiss him and ask him.
Oh man, I'm not going to stop, dude.
Yeah, but dude, he says to me, dude, what's wrong with you? I say, stop it, bro.
Yeah.
Punch his face. He's not afraid at all. I never slapped my kid.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
No. Oh, there was a
Yeah, it was some spanking.
little. I used to flick a little bit. You
Yeah,
know,
but
I didn't want
it's
to smack. Like eat, just. But no.
I just want to belt him.
Oh,
He's laughing. Here.
sometimes you get that thought, of course, because they're little shits, you know. But you don't do that. Just when no one.
We can always do the nick afterwards. Don't tell him. Because you're the closest, right?
Just take him
We
out.
love you, man.
Oh, you're getting raped tonight, dude.
Yeah. You're gonna say tonight. What the fuck is this man? But what I'm trying to say, like, you know, I said to my son, my father was a violent man, but that's like then turns out that he's the biggest pussy. My father was an alpha man.
So it's all for show.
Yeah, my father was considered those days alpha male. My father was the biggest coward. And I said to him before he died, I said, like, you left me. He said, but you were 18 years old. I was a kid, man. I see my son is 21 years old. I see,
You reflect back on how you were parented.
yeah. And when he sees those pictures, you know what I mean? My son didn't know for many years I was in a war. You know, he didn't know the things and never spoke to him. Now he knows, he's curious, you know, he has a password for everything, you know what I mean? So he's just Googling, he's got my computer. Oh, I know the password, I can see daddy documents, everything else, right? But when I see him, he's 21 years old, I said to myself, how lucky that boy is, he's born in this country.
Yeah.
People in Australia, they don't know how
They have no
lucky
idea.
they are.
No idea, man.
How lucky they are.
Yeah, I know. It irritates me.
Before the midgets doesn't start running over the country, we go, fuck, man.
We're going to find one, Mario. I'm going to find one and grab one. Mario, got one. Let's go.
You know,
Nick,
like, it's just like,
book me in. But this
yeah.
is the thing, like, with your father and what you went through and then what you've passed on, but you've acknowledged it. This is the beauty of it. You've come to terms. You've apologised, or how you were. You know, that's the difference, right?
I think
What?
I forgave my father everything, my mom. I did. You know, my father passed away in 96 in January, so it's now 34 years. It's going to be 35 next January. I was 23 years old, right? I knew my father's dying, and I was in a combat, and I found out I got word my father has a cancer, right? So he didn't want to live anymore. He was just, he just was tired. I'm 58 years old, man. I'm tired. I'm like, fuck, man. I was angry that he didn't want to fight for the life. That was for him. But before he passed away, I said to him, whatever was between us, it's worthless. You know what I mean? I was looking the ways to hurt him, and I was wrong.
Was that because you were in pain from?
Oh,
what hurt him for?
Just when they returned 93, because my father and my mom, they gone out of the combat zone, with my brother.
He bailed on you.
Yeah, man, I feel betrayed, man.
Yeah, dude.
And that's what the people do to you, that betrayal, that thing, it is what hurts me most. You know what I mean? I promise you, I'll be next to you. I was surprised that people who are least expecting, they're going to stick with you. And that I will learn in the war. That people I could rely on is just ordinary guys next door, my neighbor, who chose to stay and fight. And then people who are at the beginning got the Kalashnikovs from government, they become the role models, these things. They were the first one, like my father, they gone and chucked the weapons and bailed out. And I'm like, so society's, you need to just, if society is pushed over the edge, you will see who you're going to lie. First, it's you.
You know, it's weird saying that. During the lockdown, you saw people change, obviously. I saw that.
I never know that Australians are such a dobbers, man.
Oh,
Man.
bunch of bitches.
Look, my neighbors, in the street, that's like, look, first of all, we had something in military, it was called the NBC, Nuclear, Biological, Chemical Weapon Classes and Protection, or they will call this weapons of mass destruction. I said to myself, that doesn't make sense, the paper mask, all these things. Oh, no, you don't know nothing. I said, okay. But, why I need to stay at home, but politicians are not afraid to stand together with the 500 journalists and the cops? Because that's how the virus is. Because I'm not a virologist, but we've always been trained, in case of radiation, get out of fresh air, don't be in confined space. In case of biological weapon attack, you're going to die. There's no protection if you're not vaccinated, right? But my neighbors, they call the cops, man. And then you have all these night deliveries, 2 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? Like, motorbikes, brown bags. And like 6 months later, everybody's looking like 10 sizes bigger, you know what I mean? Tiny legs, big bellies.
Yeah.
I said, what's happened to society? Oh, bro, we need to die from viruses. See, but you're going to die from heart attack, man. The first month, everybody's walking what's it called, in 1 hour exercise. You remember? Let's go in the park, 1 hour exercise.
That's what you're dad.
And I said, fuck, is everybody preparing fucking for Olympic Games, for marathon, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, you just walk in a circle. Honestly?
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah, and, I was just laughing. So
Yeah.
I have the friend of mine, Jane. Jane, I will sneak out, we'll meet. She says, I can't come to see you. It's like, why? She says, I'm living, what's it called? The Black Town was LGA.
LGB.
LGS. Like, how the fuck they gonna know? You're out of home. Yeah, like the choppers. Like, my God, they think communism was bad. There was never any communism.
That's why. It was nothing compared to what you've witnessed.
Communism.
Man. It was like that.
It's quite opposite. Talk. How are you gonna know if people don't talk?
Yeah.
But they narrowed down on a social media.
Well, I think that's what separating people. You couldn't talk. Telling people you can't be next to each other.
Look, then you saw the true fear. So now multiply. Now imagine this situation when the shells start falling. What do you think people are gonna go? You can't stay at home in a war.
What about this? Where do you go? To the mountains?
Well, now look, if it's the zombies, I said to my son, we're going to a yacht club, pinch the biggest boat.
On the water.
On the
That's
water,
it.
we can sleep that night.
Yeah. Zombies don't swim.
Are we going to be like Captain Jack Sparrow, you know what I mean? Like, it's like...
You're going to be in the water and be like, Wilson!
You know, I've been in Fiji. Have you been in Fiji? That movie was being made in Fiji.
Oh, Fiji, was it?
Like some of these islands, you know what I mean? And I said to myself, my God, you don't want to be here. It looks nice when you resort, you know what I mean? But imagine in the fucking island. It's man, I'll rape the rock, you know?
You'll physically rape the rock. Hey, hamburgers and chicks.
Imagine, like, you know, once upon a time, man. Yeah, far, man. There's no chicks, mate, in the war. Well, it is was chicks, and they were the women in the war, but they were in bases or the headquarters. You know what I mean? Because we used to be we use it the kindergartens and schools as assembly points and the way we function. You know what I mean? That was involved. You know? That's the way you're gonna go. Where you gonna put 50 people to sleep? Kindergarten.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone knew it. There was a sandbags, and we knew it. There was the enemy knew it as well. They have the spies inside. You know what I mean? But then you have the women who were in those, I would call the army barracks, right? You know what I mean? Or they will be with the other guys, commanding officers.
Oh, damn high-ranking bastards.
One day I remember I run into we were like it was a big fight, you know what I mean? We were losing, and we come into the commanding officer, and it's like, you know, the entire front line is falling apart. Can you imagine me 19 years old, I'm talking serious stuff on a map, you know what I mean? So this is the breaking point, the inserting, there's entire battalion was wiped out in 6 hours, man. 450 people gone, man. There's like nothing to stop them. And, you know, the guy says like, no, we're going to do this. You don't do a map with a hand like this, you know what I mean? So the fucking Napoleon. We're talking about village, man. So anyway, no stay short. And then I saw these women there, you know what I mean? They're trying the socks, you know what I mean? We have no socks, it's so cold. They're trying said my feet are too moist, you know what I mean, from these socks. I need a lighter socks, you know what I mean? I was like, fuck, we have no socks, man. But this is our socks with the chicks.
So that's fucked.
Yeah, that's it. We survived that.
Man, I could hear talking to Mario.
Yeah.
Hey? So do you just prove like...
People just need to know that they can survive everything. Doesn't matter what we do in life, you're going to survive. The human beings are very endurable, very resilient. And that's like, you know, as long as you don't cause yourself the pain, fear can do nothing to you. You need to know how to learn to manage the pain. That's what it is.
You think people have a lot of fear?
Yeah, of course. Uncertainty.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Look, man, where you walking, doesn't matter where I go, people are angry, all these things, you know, like even in gym, like me.
Oh, yeah, man.
Bro, you want a punching gloves, you want to step into the ring, you know what I mean? I'd love
Yeah.
to have a sparring partner, but
Yeah, I can do it if you want.
yes, you should come tomorrow because
Oh, when?
Yeah.
Where? Tomorrow morning?
BCSC, because you know I'm doing you know I'm doing boxing, right?
Yeah, at the gym.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
the classes.
I'm competing.
Oh, do you? Are you?
Oh, you know this.
I saw your stuff. Is that what you're doing?
Fuck yeah, man.
When are you fighting?
No, next one is November, end of November.
Oh, I've got to get a date. Yeah, whereabouts? Oh, Mario.
ICC, yeah. I lost it in March, but it's okay.
That's all right. Hey.
in March.
Pfft.
The thing is, you learn on the losses. you know?
Yeah, there's no losers. There's no losers.
Yeah, so like PCYC with coach Rodney Williams.
Yeah, okay.
He's a great one.
So when you fight in November,
I'm not sure. It's towards end of November.
yeah, let me know.
Yeah, of course.
I'll come watch you.
Yeah, of course. It's for the older people, okay? 50 plus. I mean, 40 plus.
Yeah, can you slip me in there?
No, you can come support me. But
Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah. That one you can do, yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I love to challenge myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. You don't stop, Mario. You don't stop, man. It's good.
I better push myself than being stopped, because once when you stop, it's stopped. It's finished. It's end of the game.
Yeah.
All the dreams gone. What you done is done. My father was dying on my hands. I mean, I was in hospital. I need to go in hospital following day, and I need to do surgery. And he told me, I wish this and this and this. I said to him, Dad, even we are not a good relationship, it's a bit too late. And he told me, don't be like me.
Okay.
We told you.
Yeah, and I said, look, I need to go in hospital because I need to fix myself. I see him when I come out. I didn't saw him because he literally died.
He told you that.
40,000, yeah. Right.
What a thing to leave her.
Yeah, but he was absolutely right. I mean, I even said to my son, I said, live your life. Live the legacy. Make this world better place you found. What's the point of life? You know what I mean? Just eating and chewing and shitting, and that's what it is. Look at it. Remember COVID? What was the biggest fight for? Toilet paper, because we can't shit there. I mean, we're the only nation in the world who fights over toilet paper.
It was embarrassing.
Not the Nutella jar.
It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Wipe your ass on the grass. Like it gets that bad. Like seriously.
Toilet paper, currency. Australian currency, toilet paper. I took my son 2 years ago in Croatia with me, and the taxi driver says, take the mask off. He says, I say, he doesn't speak Croatian. He's like, oh, says my son from Australia. He said, yeah, only people there in Australia, talks about Melbourne, right?
Yeah.
He said, what was wrong with you fucking cops there, right?
Yeah.
Because in Europe, 2021 was not these restrictions, normal life.
Yeah. They kept it going for us.
Like here was a good.
Do you think we'll what do you think happened? Like, do you think there's gonna be war?
Where? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it already happened.
You reckon a civil war? America?
I don't know.
Empire
about that.
collapse?
I wonder what. Look, America is 231 years old. They're fighting. They're only 13 years. It's a 231 years old or 241 years old. America. In their existence, only 13 years. They don't have they are not in war. Any type of combat.
But they're on the collapse, aren't they?
I have a great president. I don't remember, but it's okay.
Yeah. But then we'll feel it. It's gonna get worse, you reckon?
Australia, it's our nation, and should not feel many things. But I think through the decades, it was a lot of relying on many powers to help her, like America. Like we can't think anymore of Second World War, right? Things have changed. You know what I mean? Like I see these things. Look at the Ukraine. They're talking now that Ukraine's on a verge to end up the war. Because everybody's like, now, we can't do it. You can't win that war against Russia.
No.
It doesn't matter. Remember one thing. Every single day, the Russians fight the war. They get what? Fighting experience.
Oh.
Everybody else throwing the equipment, the whatever. That's mean nothing.
To them, it's just another experience. Yeah.
So what you gonna throw on them in next 6 months? New drone attacks?
Yeah.
Man, they give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In 1960s, they built 100,000 T-55 tanks, T-60 tanks, 100,000. It's all reserve. And I'm reading like, Russia has 7 million dead, million tanks. Dude, what? I know how the combat on a battlefield, it's counted. It's average. It's in average. You go to the stop the war. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead. Okay, how many would you do? It doesn't work that way.
No.
They're breaking them. They're smashing them.
Yeah.
Same Lebanon and I was calling and the Palestine, Israel. Israel is now committed in a couple fronts themselves, but every day that resistance of Lebanon becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. You can't win this because that experience is a combat experience. After some time, shock and awe is gone.
I think it's going to continue, isn't it? Like the ones their fathers and uncles.
It must go somewhere because the war is connected to something what nobody wants to talk. It's this.
Yeah.
It's economy.
Yeah.
Russia turns their economy into the war economy. They're grinding that way. Their production, so they're using the North Korea, say people North Korea. North Korea, it's just they milking cow. but while they're producing their own. So they are quadrupling their output on a battlefield. They don't like a Ukraine, let me buy here, let me buy here, let me buy there. They have a streamlined. We have 155 howitzers, that munitions we need. How much North Korea has? 60 million. We need 15 million. We go to Iran. You build all these drones for the future wars. You don't have, how many have? 20,000. Give us 20,000. But they're manufacturing. Well, the Western world is like, oh, we're going to be, it doesn't work.
Cut your penis off.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
War costs money. You can't destroy Lebanon because Lebanon has nothing. It's the poorest country.
So we'll take the hit of it financially.
Yeah,
That's what I reckon will happen here. Because then you got Taiwan. What do you reckon is Taiwan?
No, nothing's going to be there.
China won't.
What are they going to do? What are they going to do? America can't be everywhere.
Well, well,
You can't defend everybody.
but if America is down, who's going to look after us? Who's with us? We'll be taken.
As long as there's no midgets around, you know what I mean?
I love it.
Look, Australia,
Did you?
Australia's the biggest island on the fucking planet Earth. And it's easy to conquer.
Very much.
You're like,
Will it
when the Crusades wars happened in Middle East, it's quite actually depicted very well in the movie Kingdom of Heaven.
It's a nice movie, that.
Yeah, because he says, Salahuddin, needs to move from well to well for water because he needs to move the army. That same is with Australia. And it's not great distances.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, 1,000 kilometers Brisbane, Sydney? But it's road. From well to well. Military can move. But Australia is nobody interested in that respect, you know what I mean, except uranium, maybe coal, all these things, but
We'll just enjoy the ride.
yeah, you know what I mean. But still I'm gonna pinch that yacht, you know what I mean, have it in my eyes.
Yeah, if you do, let us know.
Absolutely.
I'll bring the midgets. I'll bring Nick.
Mermaids.
I'll bring Nicholas.
Nick
is
bring us some
coming.
likes. Yeah, we're gonna do right from the this is the ship of liberty, of freedom.
We'll broadcast.
We are here in the Bay of the Sydney. Suckers. How's it the zombies there? Yeah. You know what the fuck it is? You know, like that movie 20 Days Later, whatever it is. You know, something's gonna turn like this. Somewhere fucking gonna. Even tonight when I drive from here back in what's it called? What's the time?
What is the time?
No, what's the time? Like yesterday, same time.
Okay, dude.
No, mate, fuck. You can talk, man. Anyway,
I don't want.
somebody.
I'll keep going, but you know, Nick's getting tired.
Nick's doing Red Bull.
He's getting fucking horny.
So
He's going to go on UG's and look up midgets.
I got to keep talking.
It's already up.
So imagine fucking driving tonight home. Back, I'm driving from here to Kellyville, right?
Yeah.
And on the road, like in pitch, like some.
You probably, yeah.
Look at that midget, man.
It might happen.
Look at that mermaid. Coming down. She's like, oh, dark.
Get in my trench.
Down, yeah.
Get in my trench.
Oh, man. No, I stopped smoking too. I can't even, you know.
You don't even drink anymore, too.
No, I never drink. I drink till my son was diagnosed with epilepsy.
And that was it.
So I walk in church and say, God, listen, I'm the biggest fucking asshole on the planet. And I have nothing to offer except things I'm doing wrong. Smoking, drinking, fighting, bullshitting, being an asshole. So I make my vows. It's always I always say to people, I make my vows. I say, God, look, I just want to tell be better. No, I look fucking no clue because epilepsy, you know what I mean? And I said, I'm going to leave the smoking alone. Everything else is gone. So 2010, I stopped drinking, stopped, you know, everything except smoking. But 2 years ago, I was with Matteo. I said to him, come on, let me show you how Croatia is beautiful, everything else. no, I don't want any this and that. Of course, when he comes there, it's like, oh, the girls, oh my God, snow. It was like Christmas in white. It was a World Cup in December, right? In Qatar. So it was he met some of my school friends and, all these guys, with the general uniforms, everything else, and their daughters. And so, like, I used to work with these guys, Matteo, we're very close friends. And he's like, and then he told me, said, Dad, I think it's time to stop smoking.
I told you.
Because I didn't feel well.
Well,
I didn't feel well. And I said, like, you know what? I'll stop it. And literally, Christmas Eve in Croatia, poof, out, and that's it. Never again. 2 years now. No regrets, you know what I mean? I miss sometimes smoking, but I think 30 years was enough.
yeah. I mean, it's just amazing what you've come from, Mario.
Yeah, that's the reason why they call me the love of the sex.
I've got to get him on with Stodgy, I reckon. Hey?
Yeah.
No, yeah, mate, we'll definitely keep in touch. Right?
No, absolutely. Well,
Oh,
thank you for
100%,
thank you
man.
for
I
having
think
me.
I made a friend.
Yes,
Seriously,
you do. Yes, you
mate.
do. Like, send you a later for friendship or the friendship?
Oh, friendship, baby.
friendship.
I'll dress up like a midget for you.
Like a unicorn. I'll be unicorn.
Whatever
be
you
midget.
want. A merman. I'll be your merman.
I'm still thinking if I fucking, something.
This could go off further. This could be bad.
Okay, no, it's gonna be bad. Like, no, I'm just joking.
Next
but
one. Next one.
Next one's gonna be good in my studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever, man.
Bring the Nick,
Yeah, I'll bring Nick.
If
I think it'll be good. We're gonna bring
if
Nick.
he don't do it well, Nick is
bring
gonna
it.
be get.
Yeah, we'll
it's
bring
like-
him. We'll bring him.
And Nick has a chocolate. You have a chocolate, bro.
Yes.
We got
Seriously,
chocolates. We got his chocolates. He brought all our gifts.
Yeah, if
He's a good man. You're a good man. You're a good man, Mario.
I'm just.
No,
I'm
you
just
are.
a humble man.
Yeah, you are.
Look, I'm.
But you acknowledge your faults, mate. That's what's so good about it. You reflect and you.
I wish I'd done different things. I didn't. But do I regret it? No. I was in France this year. Did you watch Johnny Wick?
Oh yeah. Which one?
Number 4.
Yeah, it went a bit far, but yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I said to my friend Margarita, I said, Margarita, she's a big businesswoman. in
Yeah,
France.
Margarita.
Yeah, Margarita. And I said, Margarita, I wanted that church. When I come in Paris, I want to see this, and this. She said, Eiffel. I said, fuck Eiffel. I saw Eiffel before. Anyway, but of course I'm going to see Eiffel. I said, I want that church. And she says to me, son, I forgot the full name. Anyway, I walk in the church. It's same, everything is there, right? But they changed some things inside. They started renovations. And remember that moment when the Johnny Wick talks to that Kane, the blind guy.
Oh yes, yeah.
And he says in
That's
that church, he said, like, you think your wife, she can hear you? He said, no. He said, why are you talking to her? He said, maybe I'm wrong. Same with me, right? He said, do you wish different things? Yes. Do you regret? No. Like, I can't change things.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I say all the time, it's made you who you are today. I say this to people.
I need to warm up a bit.
Well, we'll finish on that note then. Mario, you're a good man, mate. I love him, mate. Hey? Isn't he good?
Do you have the good picture of me?
Look at him. I love it, man.